So I want to bring it back here to body count really quick because you mentioned the whole purity thing. You had an issue with it. Rin, did you have any thoughts on that? I want to bring you in so you're not compelled to dance mid-show.
No, I mean, I already said like my thoughts. Like, let it cook. Like just like I don't want somebody who has like a high body count either. So.
Oh, right. Okay, I remember.
But you said you
that.
wanted to wait to get married, though.
Wait.
When did I say that?
No, you might not have. Like, I've talked to like a lot of women, right? So it's like I might be placing you wrong.
Not all. Okay, I'm not gonna.
No. So that was a literal question. Like, I can't remember. I'm a human being who forgets things sometimes, right? I could have forgotten or misinterpreted what you might have said earlier. That's normal. Right? I'm a person processing data and information. So, like, did you say earlier that like you wanted to wait to get married or something? You said it wasn't on your mind.
No.
No,
wait,
you,
what?
I think
did
you
you
did
say
say that.
Okay,
No, like
here,
wait.
Wait. What's she saying? Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, what do you mean? Like, I want to like get married like later in like my life?
Yeah. You said, yeah. Okay. So like you want a guy with a low body count, but you want to get married later in life. You see what I'm saying? Like that was the point I was trying to get at. Like, how are you going to achieve that? Because, I mean, if he's like a 27-year-old virgin, he might be like, You're like,
well, I mean, like, I just don't want, like, just the thing is, like, if somebody has a high body count, just in my mind, like, I'm not saying this is true, but in my mind, I would see them as, like, oh, so they find, like, many girls attractive enough to sleep with. And that would just make me insecure. Like, if I were to marry him.
So you're saying he'd sleep with an ugly chick? Is that what you're saying? And
Yeah.
you'd think, like, am I ugly?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I
No.
feel that.
Like, my question was just, like, you said marriage wasn't on your mind, but do you want to be married one day?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you said, like, you don't want a guy with a high body count. But if you, like, wait to get married, like, most likely, the longer you wait to do that for both men and women, the likelihood that these people have had, like, higher body counts, it kind of goes up. That was the point that I was making. I'm not, like, trying to checkmate you or anything like that.
I never said that.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk really quick about body count. So should body count matter? Just a quick yes or no. Go ahead.
Should body count matter? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
I don't believe that. Yes. Sophia.
Because of what I said earlier, so kind
I
of
don't believe
contradicts it.
that. Well, I mean, the yes itself didn't sound particularly convincing, and
do I prefer?
okay, let me rephrase the question.
Yeah.
Do you take issue or do you take quarrel, and I'm asking this to all of you, if a man has a preference for a woman with a low body count? Do you take issue with that?
Yes or no, or just like, or explain.
Whatever.
I don't think it's like a huge issue. Like, everybody has like their own preferences. Obviously, it's like the way they say it. If they're like, oh, like she's a slut, like it's like, okay, like calm down. But if he has his own preference, like that's fine. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, it's preference, but also I think when it gets to the point where it's like a fetish almost. I don't know if that's the right word for them to be pure or be this like, not like she hasn't been touched, like she's, like a virgin. Like I think when it gets to that point and it's just starts to get really gross. It's like, do you want to date a child? Like
There it is.
You know what I mean?
All right. So men who want to date women with a low body count are pedos?
No,
Well,
definitely
you
no.
said
But when
child.
but when it gets to the point where that's all it matters so much to them.
I mean, an adult woman can be a virgin
Yeah.
past
totally.
18.
Well,
But
I
I think that there's a huge problem with like.
I think that what she's
Hold
trying.
on, let her finish.
I think you can.
No, you go ahead.
I don't know how to articulate this correctly, but
Attempt.
Children are born virgins. Is the
What
point?
the-
No, you're
Like
like
you're
yeah.
young. You have not done that. So sometimes when it gets to such an extreme and people
Is it extreme to want someone who's not
not
promiscuous?
not
not at all.
No,
But
there's
if someone is like, I would never sleep with anyone that's even been touched by a man, like, and I
Okay,
don't think
so
that's
all
very
Chri-
many people at
so
all. I don't think that's
all
very
Christians
many
and all Muslims, you're saying that they're pedophiles. Is that what you're saying?
There is a high rate of pedophilia
strong
in
man.
those religions.
What?
That's
not a good thing to say.
No, like that's just not a good argument. Like that's a straw man. Like I understand what you guys are saying, right? the reality is, and this is what I was talking about earlier, and I don't know, like, for some reason why this is, like, perceived as a racial lens or something like that. I just literally talk to a lot of women. It has nothing to do with the way that you look, okay? It was just, the chat was doing a lot, all right? The chat was doing a lot.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Right,
about it.
but, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, when it comes to a low body count and being a virgin, it does correlate with age, right?
Yeah.
But we have a hard time, like, separating the value of purity versus, like, the value of, like, a woman being more girlish. But some of this stuff isn't necessarily bad. Like, have you noticed that women that are petite, and I mean, like, short, and they're also, like, small, right? A lot of men seem to really enjoy that. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
like, it triggers a protective instinct in men that's, like, coveted, and it's this concept called neoteny. Because if you think about it, when a woman acts kind of like a girl or looks more girlish, right? Just short, petite, that's valued. If a guy is, like, small and boyish, is that valued?
No.
Yeah, right, because it's only attractive if, like, women are closer to that girlness. And even if she's, like, a tiny old lady,
Yeah.
right, there's still, like, an element of that there.
Right,
So
you
it's like we often try to demonize this thing because men value purity when we probably don't need to be doing that. Right? Like, it could just be a fact, and that's okay, right? Lots of men value purity. That's like it's a normal historical thing. I think that we get upset because the reality is that a lot of us, I think that we live in a world past hormonal birth control, right? Virginity is just not that common anymore. And that's really hard to recollect, both for women and also for men. But I think at the end of the day, people would still, that are looking for relationships, want people with low body counts. And that's okay. That's perfectly acceptable. But if we're going to value that, then we need to be coupling up in our 20s. Do you see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
hear
saying.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Little Red Riding Hood need a reality check.
Which one is that?
I'm guessing that's me.
Was Little Red Riding Hood a redhead?
No, but that's
Like
probably
red.
what they're just
Yeah.
calling me. Why?
Okay, so bringing it back to body count really quick, I don't know if everyone got to go around on would you take issue with a man who cared about your body count?
Would I take
I think
issue
you
with it?
answered.
No, I wouldn't have an issue if a man cared about my body count.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, what's your body count?
I don't feel comfortable saying that to, like, millions of people.
Yeah, I'd rather not say.
Yeah,
Anybody?
I
Anybody
no.
want to share?
Definitely no comment.
No comment. No.
And before anyone says anything, that doesn't mean that we're.
Yeah, no, I
Pose or
personally
word.
keep that part of my life. Like, I think that's a sacred thing, and I like to keep that private. And I just, that's something for me and anyone that I choose to share that with. Not for the public.
All right, I'm gonna get through some super chats here.